Welcome, viewers. I am Mr. Elmore, and today I will be demonstrating to you how to take full advantage of the knowledge you have gained on equations and orders of operations so that you can create a spreadsheet for a budget that you would be proud of. So, we're going to start by taking a look at this slide, and while we're doing that, I'm going to go out and show you a few links that I linked for you and a few practice sheets that are there for you. So, here are some helpful hints. Pause the video so you can practice on your document. Open the video in one screen and have your documents open on the other side of the screen. Practice and do not worry about making mistakes. That is what the undo button is for. Now, so let's go ahead and begin. Spreadsheets and budgets. So, creating the purpose of this video, guys, is to get you ready to create your two budgets. The one for your project about creating a family vacation budget, and the second one is for your culinary unit and the budget you need to create for your study abroad program. Now, first thing you need to remember is that make sure the budget is functional. That means that works correctly. That means the equations in it make sense. The equations in it get you the result that you want and are interchangeable. Meaning, if you change numbers, you will get the correct result as you will get the correct answer as a result. Now, make sure it's organized correctly, where everything is well put in the right place, so people could have easy access to it. And finally, make sure it is easy to read. A lot of times budgets end up being just a whole bunch of numbers and it hurts your eyes to look at. The other thing is make sure it includes all the information that is required for it to be a successful budget. Now, in order to create the budget, we need to remember how to create and solve our equations. So let's go ahead and get to work. Now, in order for our budgets to work correctly, the equations need to work correctly. And in order for the equations to work correctly, we need to remember how to create them and how to solve for them. Because in order to know how to create the equation, you have to know what the end result of it is. So make sure now to follow me, and there's a link right over here that will take you to a practice sheet that you could use to practice on some basic linear equations. So the things that you need to remember while you're doing this: use inverse operations. What do you do to one side of the equation, you got to do to the other. Combine like terms and remember the properties of equality. So let me show you real quick where this will take you. This will take you to like I said, a very simple and straightforward equation that all of you guys can tackle it, and it gives you a little bit of a solution hint to it. So I want you to do the first three sections of this, actually the first four sections, I'm sorry, and make sure to show your work. Now, back to our slide. Now, here's a quick example. Aaron brought 4 tops and 6 pairs of pants for $86. Christine bought 8 tops and 7 pairs of pants for $117. Find the price of 1 top and 1 pair of pants. So from looking at this, you can see you have 2 distinct equations that you could use, and that will take us back to creating the equations. Now, you can put any kind of variable you would like for each of these, the tops and the pants. For our sake, we're going to use T for tops and P for pants. 4 tops, 6 pair of pants, $86. 4T plus 6P equals 86. Now, for what Christine bought, 8 tops, 7 pairs of pants, $117. Now we have 2 equations. So, when we have 2 equations, what is one of the most useful ways we can use in order to find the variables? Elimination. So in order to use elimination over here, we have to make sure that the variables are equal to each other. That means we have the same number of t's or the same number in p's. Over here I decided to go with the t's because it's easier to convert them. All I have to do is multiply the first equation by 2, and now we have 8t plus 12p equals 172, and all we have to do is subtract them, and from that we can see that 7p equals 55, 1 pair of pants equals 11. When you plug that in to one of the original equations, you will find that t now, the top, equals $5. So that is a quick rundown of solving equations. So what we need to remember here is we are working towards completing our task of creating a budget. Now, another useful exercise that we're going to go through is creating our web quests exercise, and in it you guys will create problems with real world applications, and then you will solve it, and we'll talk about that later, but that'll give you another chance to practice creating and solving equations. But all this is towards creating a budget. So without further ado, I put to you two links that are very, very useful. And these links over here, you have your YouTube link that will take you right to a tutorial of how to create a budget. So let's go ahead and click it and see where it takes us. So this tutorial over here will give you a quick rundown. As you see, it's only 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Please watch it, and it will help you find easier paths towards creating your budget. The second one would be the one on our class websites, and in it we will see that you have some links over here. I want you to go underneath folders, and then after you go into folders, you can go to, here's a web quest for creating equations, we're going to do later. Here's assignments, here is your spreadsheets, and here is the ones for your project. We'll talk about those some other times. So underneath my assignments, create algebraic equations, family vacation, and this is the 3-column budget that we're going to be asked to finish today. And the useful ones, how to create a spreadsheet, is right over here. Travel budget sheet, this one is an example of how it is. So if we go into it, if it'll ever load, you will see the budget. Now, the most important thing to remember, if I click on these budgets links, you will see that equations will come up, and these equations are the basis of how you're going to create them. Here I have one up over here. So when I click on the cost over here is $400, the amount is pretty much telling me that this box over here times this box over here will give me this over here. And we'll talk about the if statements later, but right now I don't want you to worry too much about it. So here we have it. Some useful hints for you guys, some useful links that you could use. Over here you have a creative budget, family vacation budget, and here's a guide to creating spreadsheets that I actually created for you guys. And in it, it has step-by-step of where you need to click and what you need to do in order to create your budget. Now, let's get back to our slide. So, now you know you have those in your back pocket. I need you to remember that solving multi-step equations is one of the most important things you could remember in order to create a successful budget. Creating equations is the cornerstone of creating your budget. And don't forget, you need to create a 3-column budget where you have 2 columns you add and you subtract it from the 3rd column. The instructions are on our website. Please go over them and let me know if you have any questions. And make sure to upload it to our class website. Now, You're going to be, after this, a professional creating a budget. So here you go. Do a Carlton dance. Here are some of the links again that you will need. Thank you so much. And let me know if you have any questions. We'll go over everything you need tomorrow. Have a good night, folks.